may have noticed each of our award winners gets a plaque, and then there's perpetuals that are on the wall in the hub, and those are by the bookstore, and we add to those every year. Now they're hidden right now because we didn't want to include this next, the Transition Student of the Year will be presented by Sarah Aiken.
Coming out to celebrate and honor this year's Grace Harbor College students and award recipients. I'm Sarah Aiken, and I teach reading and English in the Transitions Department. Alicia Butterfield, if you're here, please come up so that people can put a face to the name of this year's Transition Student of the Year. Alicia began her journey at Grace Harbor College as a GED student. She had made various attempts at earning her GED over a handful of years, but was unsuccessful. She learned of the new High School 21 program and decided to enroll in that and work towards earning a high school diploma instead. This was a pivotal decision that propelled her forward, ultimately earning her diploma. She has now taken a few other Grace Harbor College courses and maintained a GPA. It's a lot to be commended. While I didn't have Alicia as a student, she was nominated because both faculty and staff felt she deserved this award for a few different reasons. I would say that Alicia had a rocky start in the program and overcame many obstacles that would have derailed many of us. Sandra Lozano said despite numerous setbacks, Alicia maintained a very positive outlook throughout her academic career. While I don't know what those setbacks were, what those obstacles were, it sounds like Alicia is one that knows how to persevere and follow through. So good job maintaining that and so hard to achieve your goal. Heidi also said that she took her education seriously so that she could provide a better life for her daughter. Brittany Ferry said she was always hardworking, focused, and enthusiastic. She engaged in class discussions and was always good about bringing other students into the conversation. She also said that Alicia maintained other interests on campus as well, like the school musical, while also caring for her daughter Lorraine. So Alicia, on behalf of the Transitions Department at Grace Harbor College, I would like to congratulate you on earning your diploma, starting college, persevering through some of those difficult times, and earning the outstanding position.
Thank you, Sarah. Next is our English as a Second Language Outstanding Student Award, presented by Jennifer Barber.
Hi, welcome. So I am presenting the English as a Second Language Outstanding Student Award. We are now known as ELA, English Language Acquisition in the state. But I would like to welcome Juan Fuentes. My favorite thing about Juan is his questions. He emails with questions, comes to my office with questions, and he of course asks questions in class. His voracious intellect and desire to learn has made him a pleasure. Juan came to college after a workplace injury that has sent him on a different path. He accepted this change with grace and dignity. He has 2 young children whom he adores. He's gone through some major life challenges, but he's always in class, doing exceptional work and asking questions. Juan is moving on to worker retraining, and I'm really miss having him in class.
Thank you, Jennifer. Next is the GHC Academic Development Award, presented by Paula Franklin.
Sorry. So this is my first time presenting, so I'm really excited. So I'm going to be a little bit different and I'm not right away with some anticipation. So as a student new to Grace Harbor College, I was encouraged by the students' willingness to join a transitions math class to improve her placement test score. Despite already having earned her high school credentials, I was even more pleased to see her sign up for their math 60 class with all the support. She came to class every day, on time, prepared for the lesson at hand. Her genuine interest in learning is quite refreshing to those of us faculty that have the pleasure of having her in class. Her eagerness showed through her relevant questions and dedicated hours in the Learning Center. Math does not come easy to all students, and this student never complained about the struggles or the time it took to truly learn the lesson from the assignment, and not just the work. Several of our faculty have shared from their experience with this student. Kathy Barker shared, in addition to being a hard worker and a really committed student, she brought a freshness and genuine enthusiasm to learn that we did in class. Every day she seemed to come in happy to be there learning. Sarah Aiken shared, simply because I know how hard she works in class. She utilizes the resources available to her through student services, which have benefited her in the course progression. She truly cares about doing well. She visited my office frequently for clarification of assignments, feedback, and general assistance. Shiloh Windsor also shared, I was impressed by the way that she took time before the quarter to introduce herself to me and explain how motivated she was to do well in the test, and even more impressed by the way that she has followed through on those intentions. She is always willing to participate fully, ask questions, and seek help when needed. My favorite part about this is just her. She's not putting on a show for others, or concerned about how others see her, or how many questions she asks. She's simply being positive, forward-moving self. So, without consideration given to recognition, we're here to recognize you. So, Becky Preston.
Next is our outstanding psychology student, presented by Chris Maloney.
Okay, well, as always, I'm writing things at the last minute because it was something I had thought about for a long time, who I was going to give this award to. As I contemplated it, I thought, okay, what does the award actually mean? And I realized that what the Outstanding Psychology Student Award represents is several things. One thing is the student a person who is successful academically? And this student has a 4.0 in all of their psychology classes and a 3.61 overall GPA. The outstanding psychology student also is someone who's looking to work in the field of psychology. And this year's recipient is someone who is already working with people, but is not actually trained to work in the field yet, but is planning to do so. He will be attending the University of Washington, Tacoma in the fall to earn his bachelor's in psychology, and no doubt will go on to get his PhD. He wants to be an advocate and a counselor for the LGBT community. The outstanding psychology student also has to have passion and excitement for the field of psychology. Well, that seems like, why should they have that? Well, psychology is kind of a field. And this student is very, very passionate about psychology. He is an advocate for the LGBT community already. In fact, he's been the president of the club since after the first quarter he started here. I met him at the
scholarship award 1 year before he started when he received the LGBT scholarship. He was very bold and outgoing and talked to me and just seemed like he knew what he needed to do. In the fall, he was in my office as an advisee saying, okay, what's my plan? I gotta figure this out. I wanna get through this in 2 years, so what do I need to take? How do I get there? And at first it was kind of like, okay, calm down, calm down. But I realized that his excitement was something that was contagious. He is very positive about psychology and the field of helping. As I said, he already helps people. I've had several students come to me and say that his positivity and openness have shared, and his sharing of his inspirational journey have made them want to be who they truly are. He's always been excited to learn about psychology, and he's always been excited to really understand more and more about the LGBT community, which he is a member of. He even was so excited that after taking all these psychology classes from me and getting an A in every one of them, he's like, is there anything else I can do? What else can I do? And I said, well, you could do research, which most people say. And he was like, okay, I'll do research. So he's working on an independent study of research, and his research is looking at how Grace Harbor College, how students perceive Grace Harbor College's acceptance of them in the LGBT community, but also based on other factors like students of color and age and all these things he's looking at to see, is Grace Harbor College supportive of this? We're still crunching his data, but one thing we found was that there is, a correlation between the LGBT community and feeling that there's sometimes safety issues, and we know that. He knows that already. But as we continue to crunch the numbers, I'm excited to find out are we supported? And I think we are. But I think part of that comes from him. He has been out there showing people, okay, look, this is the, last year when, just was, I guess, a year ago, yesterday or the day before, that there was the terror attack, basically, in the nightclub in Orlando. And he and the GHC put on something that showed all the people that died there and supported them. He also has brought transgender awareness to the college and saying, okay, let's show these people who have lost their lives because they decided to be who they truly were. He really has blossomed at Grace Harbor College. And he just really wants to give back and make everybody, no matter who they are, feel safe and loved for the person that they truly are. This person really embodies everything I think about when I think about an outstanding psychology student. I've been really blessed to have known him, and even this year I got to have him work for me, which gave me an opportunity to get to know him even better. I think anybody who meets him as he continues through his journey to become a counselor and advocate for the LGBT community, they will find nothing but love and support. This year's recipient, who I am very pleased to give this award to, is Daniel Lindsay.
Thank you, Brenda. Next is our Outstanding Human Services Award, presented by Chandra Miller-Stokes.
Good afternoon. The student that I awarded the Human Services Student of the Year Award has a 3.28 GPA. It's a great GPA, but it's not what has stood out to me from the student. In the Human Services program, I work hard to try to give students experiential experiences some experiential learning and doing activities and things that they really would in the field. And that's a lot of work. It's not something that I have to do, but it's something I feel obligated to do. So as part of that, we have our own nonprofit in the program, and we have a board of directors. And this year's recipient was the director. for the project that we run, the Community Connect project. We do lots of outreach to the community, including working with the Homeless Connect event, raising supplies for the homeless, working with different nonprofits in our community on different projects. And what was great about this student is he made my job easy. Because he's the kind of person you want working for you. Because he makes laws look good. It's true though. Reliable, not reactive, thoughtful, the ability to lead without a loud voice, which is very different from my leadership style. So in the position as director, I was really able to see him in his work zone and what he would be like. He is so thoughtful. He made an honorary member of Phi Beta Kappa this year. He interned at Beyond Survival, and he always had great evaluations from them. He did this all with a young child and working on campus. And he has taken advantage of every training opportunity that is offered that I haven't even heard about out here in the state. So he's always out there trying to learn more and stay up to date. So it's a great pleasure today to present this award to Eric Morgan.
Next is the Joseph E. Scott Business Award presented by Darylyn Reilgate.
Josh works in the tutoring center, and every quarter in the first class, he comes into my class and puts down his tutoring hours so that all the computer students know Josh will be available in the tutoring center. And he's also available outside the tutoring center. Third, Josh is an outstanding person. Josh has worked for me for over a year now, and he completes tasks thoroughly and efficiently. Josh tries to anticipate my needs to make my job easier. We have a great deal of homework coming in. Josh helps me improve that and so for these reasons, I nominated Josh for the Outstanding Business Award.
Thanks, Darylyn. The Outstanding English Student Award presented by Lynn Laird.
Can you hear me? Okay. This year's Outstanding Student in English is unique, not rare, not unusual, but unique. First of all, the English faculty unanimously agree that she's the best person in the school this year. That has never happened, and we've always argued British literature 1, American literature, Shakespeare, and world literature. Selfishly, I wish that she were graduating so she could come back and take the only class that she hasn't taken, which is literature. And I know that I can speak for my colleagues as well, and Kevin also wished that she would come back to take women's literature and British literature. Here are some of the topics and ideas that she has written about. Freedom and responsibility, truth and vulnerability, the value of college education for perseverance, passion, betrayal, joy, silliness, wisdom, loss, and grace. Here are some things that she knows about. Shakespeare, metaphors, sacred, strife, religions, and cultures. Why can our angles matter? Irony. How listening changes what we see and how watching changes how we see. She is observant, quiet, simmering. I could spend an hour reading passages to you from her writing. I won't. Instead, I've chosen just one stanza of one poem that I think shows her wisdom, her optimism, and her mastery of English language. This is from her poem, A Sestina, which is a very hard kind of poem to write, so look it up. This is just the first stanza of her Sestina titled Aging. Aging is a definite trumpet, only the sweetest melody, even as hands in the grand clock motion and move. Not one keen need fights the ingredient. If growth's rush brings cactus plants, wait for lilacs. Please join me in congratulating GHC's 2017 Outstanding English student, Allison Peterson.
Thanks, Lynn. Isn't this a cool ceremony? Yeah, by the way, let's all turn off our cell phones. We don't want that to happen anymore. Okay, next is our Outstanding Music Student Award, presented by Dr.
Thank you very much. I'm also going to present Brad Duffy's Outstanding Drama Award right after this. So like Lynn just mentioned, selfishly I wish these students would stay here forever because they're so much fun to have in our departments. The recipient of the 2017 Grace Harbor College Music Student of the Year is a Running Start student from Aberdeen High who will be graduating next week with his AA and will attend Pacific Lutheran University to study music. In addition to performing in multiple ensembles and honor groups at Aberdeen High School, he's played a pivotal role in the Grace Harbor College musical program for several years. He's participated in the Pit Orchestra, Grace Harbor Symphony, Grace Harbor College Jazz Ensemble, and the Grace Harbor College Jazz Choir. He will present a premiere of his arrangement of Tom Petty's Free Fallin' at the Grace Harbor College graduation next week, so don't miss it. He completed all 6 quarters of the music theory and ear training sequence at the top of his class. The recipient is musically curious, ever humble, and really easy to work with. His creativity and intellect make him a joy to teach, and I expect big things from him as he progresses throughout the Northwest music scene. The recipient of the 2017 Grace Harbor College Music Student of the Year is Kyle Hurd. I'll stay here for a minute so I can present this next one. We can get our photo. So Brad is unavailable right now. He's teaching down in Raymond, but he's asked me to present the Outstanding Drama Student of the Year award. And I won't make it a secret because I think he already knows who he is as well. So please welcome Adam Cooper to the stage.
Woo!
So I don't have the dry wit that Brad does, but he wrote it, so I'll read it. Adam is my stealth student. I think Adam has been at the college for 17 years, but just chooses to take quarters off. The good news is that we are very close to having him graduate. I think it'll take just another 5 years. He really has not been here that long. I first met Adam when I went to a Hoquiam High School production, and he was wonderful. And then I got to play in the pit orchestra for a 7th Street production of Shrek, and he was Shrek. And I've never laughed so hard in my life. And I had to like keep on telling myself, focus, focus, because I was supposed to be playing music, but I kept watching on stage. He was hilarious. So at 7th Street Kids, now he's an assistant producer for the last 2 years. He's done My Son Pinocchio and The Little Mermaid. Grace Harbor College Productions, he's participated in Legally Blonde, Les Miserables, Light in the Piazza, Chicago, Normal Heart, and he received the Irene Ryan nomination for that, which is a wonderful award. And for Spamalot, he got to wear Tim Curry's crown from the European National Tour, which was a highlight. Yes. This year, he was the Earthworm in James and the Giant Peach. Well, he wasn't the Earthworm, but he was the Earthworm. He also did the puppet for that. And this summer, he is going to play Hanshin in Spring Awakening, which is a great production, a beautiful piece of theater, so please come to that. So, please welcome Adam as our Outstanding Drama Student of the Year.
Thank you, Bill. Adam is also a fantastic Santa Claus. I think you can hire him. Still available. Yes. Next is our Outstanding Criminal Justice Student Award, and that will be presented by Ron Bradbury.
We do have a number of students on the program. So I look at the grades, tests, student achieves, also the attendance and participation. So our standing student has a 3.88 grade. So our common exams that
Sandra is also very good at giving parking tickets. I have received several. Good reminder to do my little slip. So next, what are we at here? Okay, our Outstanding Nursing Student Award, Kim Christabel.
Wit that everybody else does here, because you know in the nursing department we're all about serious business, which is of course patient care. So I'm sure the student, and I'm hoping she's here, I haven't quite seen her yet, but of course you don't let anybody in line. So as the faculty was approached with this award, we bounced around several names, and unlike some of the rest of you, we are not all about grades. At a number of factors. This student is a student that every instructor hopes for, but few of us has. With the rigors of the nursing program, she's flexible, she's studious, she's very hardworking, and most of all, she actually needs directions. In the classroom, she comes prepared, she's very organized, and actually most of the time she's hardly even noticed. It's her quiet nature actually that caught most of our attention. While the classroom is abuzz with activity, she merely goes on her way, completes her assignments and her activities without digging in her heels, raising a fuss, like so many other the other students. Why do we have to do this? Why is it due so soon? Why do we have to go here and go there? Most importantly, though, is how she performs at the bedside. In nursing, we spend many clinical hours in hospitals, clinics, rehab centers, etc., with a very frail population. There again, she exceeded expectations. While practicing her skills in the lab ahead of time, she was smoothly performed among patients. But one could argue that many students can do that. So how does she stand out? She is a true patient advocate. During her current clinical rotation, by the way, clinical is where we practice. Shouldn't say practice. That's not bad. We work with students in the work with patients in the hospital. She had an emergency situation with a patient, and she assisted with that emergency response. Now, this is something that most experienced nurses would take years to be calm and prepared for. But the preceptor, who was the nurse she's assigned to work with, when I went out to speak with her a couple weeks ago, said that she was very calm and she just jumped right in and she with the situation. I've worked with the student for 2 years in our program here. It's a 2-year program. And I've seen her grow academically. The next step in our program is to take a national board exam. And I have confidence she will pass that exam. And lastly, I say this about very few of my students. I have confidence in her ability to take care of my family and myself. So lastly, I'd like to invite Jensen Hartman to come to the stage.
Thank you, Kim. Next is our Automotive Student of the Year, and we've got a little change in the presenter. Andrea Olson will be presenting this one. Thank you, Andrea. I know that it was a quick fill-in, so nice job. Next is our Diesel Student of the Year, and that is presented by David Warner.
First, I really bit of a criteria that we kind of try to change. Most of it is you hire
Thanks, Dave. Evan, so you remember last year, there was a little bit of a tiff between the diesel students and the non-order welding students. As a vice president for student services, I get involved in some student conduct stuff. And there was I don't know if it was welding or not, it was anyway, this student would make a quick trip to the 7-Eleven during the break, and he just had enough time to get a Slurpee or whatever it was before he came back, and he would travel fairly fast, very fast, and it wasn't you, Evan, but the diesel students, many of them bought burritos and were ready for this guy this next time he came through, and he just plastered me. And that was a code of conduct issue. Evan, you weren't a part of that, were you? No, you're yeah, okay. I didn't think so. All right, you go. We just gave him a warning. Anyway, so Welding Student of the Year, presented by Rod McDonough.
For the record, that was not a welding student. The welding student of the year is Garrett Thomas from McCleary. Come on up here. Garrett graduated in December of last December of our 9-quarter pipe welding degree. In that degree option, he took 150 welding credits and over 150 welding credits. He got a 3.96 GPA. He had one B that fouled up in a blueprint reading class. Other than that, it was perfect. In his last course, he took the Washington Association of Building Officials pipe welding certifications for gas tungsten arc welding and steel and metal arc welding. In the welding program, we have something called work habits point sheet that we fill out that tracks things such as attendance, punctuality, homework turned in on time, of which we have 220 assignments, written test scores, and so on. And Garrett scored 100% for 7 out of the 9 quarters. He did the high 90s, but it's still a pretty good record, I would say, over 9 quarters. Last year, we competed at the annual Bellingham Technical College Welding Rodeo Skills Contest up in Bellingham. And that contest was open to all the college welding students across the state as well as professional welders from around the state. And they even had a Canadian up there. On the first day, it was a 2-day contest. On the first day, Garrett got first place in the pro division and also overall. And on the second day of the contest, he got second place in the pro division. And the consolation there is that the only guy who beat him was also a Great River College welding student, Kevin Reese from Westport. In addition to being an outstanding student and having outstanding skills, study habits, and all those things, one of the things that's particularly noteworthy is Garrett's tendency to like to help other students, the senior students who want need tips and so on. He's always outstanding at that. Garrett is currently working as an apprentice in the plumbers and pipe fitters of United Association Local 26 in Lacey. And the contractor we're working for Precision Pipe, which is in Central Park. And he just told me that he did another welding certification for the Local 26. And he's passed the visual on that, and now he's waiting for the x-ray results, and I'm sure you're not curious about that. And he also told me right before we met here that he's getting plenty of pipe welding in there for precision pipe. So great job here, thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks, Rod. Next is our Outstanding Art Student Award presented by Eric Sandgren.
Administration, but we have 2 awards. I couldn't make up my mind. Couldn't make up my mind this year. So I agree with Jason completely, though. I love this film. I think it's great, and I'm glad that the recipients can sit down and listen to all the different cultures and all the different talents and students that are met in what we're doing collectively here. So different worlds here, and it's great. And that begs the question, what does it take to be a good art student? And mostly it's about kind of your vision, doing art on demand. We get a lot of people who, with some talent, who want to take an art class, and then as soon as the art impulse gets directed and structured and needs to answer problems and criteria, that's when it ceases being fun for some people. And you know you've got some real art students in your hand who take those problems on and utilize the assignments for the class, which are good for distribution of credits, the sake of that. They take those same assignments and they use them as a platform on which to handle something more intense and more personal, more focused. And those are the people who use the assignments to create a portfolio of work that's going to get them into a creditable art program, whether that's headed towards a job side or the transfer university side, either way. And those 2 paths are becoming increasingly unified because it takes imagination to do art and merge the traditional media with the digital media, which is the way to go today. So Grace Harbor College does a pretty good job of sending people on. What did you refer to that wall of names down there towards the financial aid, the perpetuals?
Yes.
I gazed upon the perpetuals last week, or just the week before they came down, and all those boys and girls, if you will, have gone someplace. They're doing stuff in art today. They're teaching, they're working at digital design, they're designing fabrics and clothing, they're graphic designers or web designers, making paintings and prints. Everyone, it's fabulous. And so I'd like to add 2 more to the list this year. Why? Because I like to hear about other people's accomplishments. Very often people are either startlingly better at either design or drawing. Drawing being describing the way the world looks, and design being more graphic presentation that is more abstract in nature and it has to do with cleanliness and reproducibility and things like that. And both these young women are good at both. And they both have terrific portfolios. If you're real quick after this and went down to the library, the last part of the student show, art show this year is still hanging. And it was all we could do to have it not be the Lauren Brown and Brianna Cartlaw show, which and I'd like to say also, go ahead and I'll meet you in the back. Lauren is also the recipient of next year's tuition art waiver scholarship for the entire year.
Thank you, Eric. Next is the Outstanding Fitness Student Award winner, our award, presented by Pam Cahill.
I love this. Thank you for putting step aerobics in the program. I feel bad though because all of you folks out there are being action and so because physical education arts has a mission to help you reduce the risk of I'm going to ask you to just sit down and let it back. The key department is proud to recognize Kathy as a student here in Kathy is a catch can native who loves the class of she's funny and favorite. She's Florida and Oregon. Day one, she has been a full speed. There is a hand really long. That's how she was the line everything she has done. And that has spread to more. Because she understands that her health is key to her career in nursing and that improving her own health is that's the reason she can have others in school. Know that she is going to meet all of her educational and personal challenges head on. I have no doubt that positivity and determination and good humor and just work ethic is going to be something that she will be able to translate to her patients and help them meet the challenges that they have so I want to thank her for sharing those qualities with us this past quarter and warn you all that Natalie is contagious and infectious. That is a wonderful quality of yours.
Thank you, Pam. Next is our Outstanding Natural Resources Student Award, presented by Todd Gates.
I usually like to torture my students and make them stand up here with me. Most students in Natural Resources program are introverts, don't like being in front of the crowd, neither do I. So we got to get up and test our in a vision. So, Ted, why don't you come on up? So earlier, well, actually the first presenter said he wanted to get on to the long and short of it. Well, we got the long end of it now. So Ted is one of our students that you just can't miss. He's tall and lanky, prototypical guy working out in the woods. When he first started the program, he had a beard that would do a lumberjack justice, and he has a smile that you can't beat. So he's always, he fits the prototypical natural resources forestry type student. Ted is a well-traveled, a well-rounded individual, and he comes from the upper Midwest, and so he has this kind of a Canadian influence, I think, with the dialect. We all have our own styles, but Ted has a clear Midwest, upper Midwestern accent, so that's a plus. Along the way, before he came to Grace Harbor College, he worked some odd ends jobs, and didn't really have a major direction, but he always wanted to and tended towards kind of the 3 O's, I think, of his life: being outside, being organic, and being organized. And so he eventually found his way here to the Western Washington, and started in the program a little, probably prototypically. I have students everywhere from very young, right out of high school, to in their mid-50s. He's right in the middle, and in the mid-30s, so he's got a prime working time ahead of him. He started in the fall of 2015 as a very quiet but personable individual. Along the way, along the courses, they have to take 12 different courses with me, and so they slowly break out of their shell and show their colors. He was always willing to take the lead and organize things. He's a very gregarious person. Informally, he was the first one ever to organize some potlucks at our spring ecology boot camp that had never been done before. He said, "Well, we're all here. Let's eat together." So that was quite imaginative, and it was great. He learned along the way, like most of my students, what forestry is. Most folks just think forestry is just somebody going out and cutting trees down. That's just a very small part of what we do for forest management. And as he's taken more classes, he's become more and more ingrained and interested in the profession of forestry. He's become very active in our Natural Resources Club and our student chapter of the Society of American Foresters. He was elected the vice president of the student chapter and recently promoted to the chair of the chapter. In addition, he has been a great help at our school forest located at the Satsa Business Park. He takes lead in most of the projects, which include things like tree planting, property boundary layout, thinning, and other outdoor required activities. This spring, he's finishing up his Associate of Applied Science degree and has a 3.61 GPA. This award is not necessarily given for the student that has the highest grade point average, but more of the student that is the most well-rounded, and that definitely is what Ted is. He has secured an internship with the Washington Department of Natural Resources this summer, and looks forward to expanding his experience. And as many students have, as many of my fellow instructors have lamented about losing great students, I have an opportunity to potentially keep him in the future because we've started a Bachelor's of Applied Science program, and we're looking forward to Ted as being one of our first members of our cohort. So let's congratulate Ted.
Thank you, Todd. Next is our Outstanding Diversity and Equity Student Award, presented by Jennifer Barber.
one of Pam's classes. Alrighty. My name is Jennifer Barber, and I teach English as a second language at the Grace Harbor College, and I've taught it for over 26 years now in various areas, 9 years here. And to be honest, when I came to the college, I was kind of puzzled why I was getting phone calls from people in the college and the community asking me questions about diversity and immigration and whatnot. I came from California, and English teachers are a dime a dozen down there, and that was my only area of expertise. And then I realized that there was a lot of room for growth here, and learning, and sharing, and for myself, I've learned a lot. And so it is my extreme honor to award the inaugural Grace Harbor College Diversity Award. This award recognizes dedication to promoting diversity college-wide. Before I announce the recipient, though, I would like to take a moment to remember student David Williams, who received the Leadership Award 3 years ago, tragically passed away this year. And had we had this diversity award then, I'm sure he would have received it. He did a lot of amazing work in here. But I have here now this year's recipient, Lisa Maria. Please come on. Ulisa Morelia deserves this award for the time and energy that she has devoted to the college, the community, and the state. She already has a long list of awards to show for her hard work, including the National Campus Compact Governor's Award, of which she was the only recipient in Washington State. Ulisa has lived the immigrant experience, coming to this country as a child and growing up in Aberdeen. She's an excellent student. She served as the Grace Harbor College Student Body President. And in that position, she's promoted and supported the creation of the new Diversity and Equity Center and advocated for funding for a variety of activities related to diversity work. In the community, she's participated in a group that works to educate and support immigrant rights. At the state level, she was part of the Washington State Community and Technical College Student Association that created a bill that would provide additional funding to DACA students. Julissa, again, we all feel that, all the faculty feel this, unfortunately will be graduating. She will be graduating with her Associates in Science in pre-nursing and transferring to work on her BA and her RN. I know wherever she goes, she will continue to advocate and support diversity, and it has been my great privilege to work with her.
In addition to being our student body president, Ulisa also was one of only 20 U.S. academic All-Americans, only 20 community college students in the entire country won that award. So congratulations, Ulisa. Next is our Outstanding Student Employee Award, and that is presented by Eric Sangren.
Best ever. And I've got the number 2 or 3 sitting in this room too. Daniel Hensley worked for me last year and helped with that transition from the old facilities to the new. That was a kind of a tough year, but Laura's been perfect for me this year. And she seems to find a way to mediate a little bit between the crotchety old art instructor and the other students. So I think she actually helps them with me more than she helps me with them. And that's a good thing, and we see that in the quality of work, and at the same time she's taking the art classes. So, and that would be the difference between Laura, I think, and Daniel, for example, and all the, the punctuality and the dedication to seeing the job instead of the task and being reliable and all that. In addition to that, Laura is very, very interested in improving her own partner. So she's taken all these classes, so she has a very precise empathy and understanding of what people can hear. And at the same time, she's a model for the amount of work and provision that is first rate. So she's absorbing, I think that's the maximal use of a work-study position, which is why Daniel, I think, went to psychology. Because you want to, seriously, you want to absorb the culture of that discipline through the person you're working with. And Laura's doing a great job of that, and trying to see at the same time.
Next is a very special award. It's the Arlene Torgerson Open Door Award. And Dr. Torgerson, who was the Vice President for Student Services, created this award to recognize a student who most benefited from the community college philosophy of the open door, which essentially is we meet students right where they're at. And many of our students may not access higher education without community colleges such as ours. Presenting this award is Chandra Miller.
I don't know how many of you saw in the paper in last week or so in the New York Times talking about how drug overdoses are now the leading cause of death for Americans under 50. And also the report said that in 2016, 59,000 people died from drug overdoses in the United States. And the direction that we're heading now in 2017 doesn't look any better. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to be hard, but I'm going to tell you about somebody who lived. And it shows that treatment can work, dedication can work, and education can lift you out of somewhere you never thought you would be lifted out of. So please bear with me. So this student is from South Bend. She began experimenting with drugs at a really young age, at a time where no one should be making those decisions. She made it through high school somehow. She doesn't even really know how when she talks about it. Was able to graduate. But she just couldn't break the hold of addiction that had come into her life. She went to jail. Even jail, wasn't the thing for her. They brought her out of that addiction and gave her the strength to go forward and fight it. So, it came down to losing people very important in her life, including her father, her friends, and her sponsor who had relapsed. And then she became determined, and she aimed to raise her courage. Because not only did she find out that treatment does work, and that people can live through addiction in their life, but she also found a passion in herself, and I mean passion. She is passionate, doesn't she, guys? Those are in class with her others. About caring for those that suffer from addiction in our communities. She even went to special meetings in her own community in Pacific County, let her own voice be heard in her own experiences to try to advocate for those in her community. She also got her family involved. Her mom's here today, and her mom is a great advocate also in the community. She has been an excellent student. Her first quarter, she made a 3.91. Let me remind you, her graduating GPA was around 1.8. And then she made honor roll every single quarter after that. She was invited to join Phi Beta Kappa. She was vice president for Tau Epsilon Alpha, which is the Human Services Honor Society. She attended the Korean Conference in Yakima to learn more skills. She She's helped establish a recovery community, and she's advocated relentlessly for those that suffer from addiction. She's also married, or getting married, right? So that's her future husband over there, Juan. So in a few days now, she also is already working. She hasn't graduated yet, but she works as a busy professional trainee at the Elma Hindu Treatment Center, so she's already out here. You know, when she talks to me about what her life was, I mean, I just can't imagine. You know, I don't know that I would have the strength or ability to be able to do those things. One of the things every day that she comes and sits in my classroom, not looking at a lot of my other students do, but she really stood out to me about someone that took advantage of that open door, did not let people discourage others of her past, and is changing people's lives daily. So I want to present the Open Door Award to Libby Gifford.
And our last award is the Leadership Award, presented by Jen Gillies.
You may need to bear with me a little bit. When Aaron told me my first meeting about this award, I couldn't have been more proud. And I feel truly honored to be able to stand up here today and present this. You've already heard about how amazing this student is, but I am going to give you my side of his story. I'm the advisor for the GSA, the Gender and Sexuality Alliance, here on campus. The club fundraises and gives away 2 scholarships each year. I met this student at the scholarship ceremony where he was the recipient of our award. He walked up to me and introduced himself as Daniel. I was confused because his name didn't match what I have on my paperwork, and he told me then that he was transgender. I made it clear to him that he would only ever be Daniel to me. And I think that made all the difference in the world to him because I was someone new and he got to be his authentic self from the very beginning of our relationship. I can honestly say I had no idea how important that first meeting would be and how it would completely change my life. John Quincy Adams said, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, and do more, and become more, you are a leader." This statement couldn't be more perfect for him. From the very first meeting of the GSA, he was there to support his fellow peers and jumped right into the leadership role. The president had to step down, and Daniel was there to volunteer. In fact, he's been the president now for the past 2 years. Daniel has this infectious smile and attitude that draws people to him. He knows this, but he doesn't take advantage of it. He uses this attribute to lift and empower those around him. He might be the most accepting person I have ever met. This guy openly gives himself to those around him, and with that he lifts others up and allows them to be themselves. Through his journey of transitioning, he has talked about his struggles and his successes. With this, it has allowed others to become more comfortable with who they truly are and open up to the club. Aaron Tuttle from Student Life states, Daniel has risen above his peers in his commitment to his organization and the campus. He isn't leading the GSA or advocating for LGBTQ rights, he is volunteering for campus committees, event support, or campus day of service. He is one of the most welcoming, accepting people on this campus, and it's been a great pleasure working with him the past 2 years. As he told us, Student Life states, Daniel has demonstrated great leadership, people skills, and compassion as a student leader on campus, while still being able to successfully manage the demanding workload and schedules of his academic classes. Since I first met him last year, from him and Jack, another GSA student, bothering me for hours during a workday to this year, and our discussions about LGBTQ issues, I have seen Daniel develop and become more confident in himself, his abilities, and his future. He is always a willing participant in student life activities, I've seen Daniel grow and develop as he has had successes and been introduced to hurdles while at GHC in work, academics, and personal life. No matter the challenge or task, Daniel faces it with composure, follow through, and a keen sensitivity and concern for others. He is an incredible asset to the college and a presence on campus. Daniel is part of my family and one of my best friends. He officiated my wedding this past year because that's how close he is to me. He needed to be a part of it. I've been back by his side through trials and tribulations and will continue to be here to support him. I remember the day he was able to legally change his name and how freeing that felt to him. I have watched him do so many wonderful things over the past 2 years, but I know my proudest moment was seeing him speak at the Pride Foundation Scholarship Ceremony in Seattle a few weeks ago. He was one of 4 people that was asked to share their story in front of a few hundred supporters and donors. Watching this man stand up there and share his journey and his message of hope just filled me with great pride and joy. He often downplays all that he has endured and doesn't share his full story with everyone, but I am one of the select few who know him through and through. I know what he has done here on this campus has changed many lives and hearts. Some who have never known a transgender person have had their lives forever changed by this man. When I met Daniel, he was a boy, but today I see a man. I see a man who has grown up, and as he leaves from the University of Washington Tacoma next year, he will do amazing things. I am pretty excited that I get to move him into his dorm room. He also knows that he always has a bed at my house when he comes home. His journey is far from over, and I cannot wait to see what the rest of his life has in store. So please put your hands together for this year's Leadership of the Year Award recipient, Daniel Hensley.
Thanks, Jen. And now for closing remarks, Grace Harbor College President, Dr. Jim Lee.
I'm glad I wasn't the first one to fall down coming up the step here. This is my first year here, so this is the first time I've attended this ceremony. Now, I've attended a lot of really great ceremonies this year, but as the day approached, people kept telling me, both faculty and administrators, this is my most favorite event of the year. And they said, you'll know it when you get there and experience it. And indeed, it has been an amazing ceremony. I think it's a testament to the tremendous and wonderful students we have here at Grace Harbor College. Their hard work, their tenaciousness, their perseverance, their ability to overcome all obstacles. And so it's been a great celebration, this event, of the success that they've had. Let's have a round of applause for all of this year's recipients. I want to once again thank the Grace Harbor College Foundation for the plaques and their support of this event. Thank you to all the faculty and the staff who were able to share their stories about the students. Totally amazing. And I think with that, we have some refreshments right in the back, and I invite you all to join us for those refreshments. Thank you all for coming and joining us for this wonderful event.